Okay, ladies and gentlemen, today is 8th of July and Duke and Duchess of Cambridge just opened a Calgary Stampede this morning. This is sort of my personal welcoming them to Canada, to Alberta. I wrote a book which is called What Does It Mean to Be a Canadian? It's a satirical portrayal of multiculturalism in Canada through the eyes of oftenly inebriated immigrant who goes to different ethnic events and ethnic restaurants and discovers for himself the points why the people called Canadians. And in one of the part, I am discovering why we have a Duke and Duchess of Cambridge come out to Alberta. So this is part of that book. After the Bolshevik Revolution in 1917, communists shot Tsar's family, even children under 18. I was taught in school that he was a parasite. He kept everyone in darkness while he lived in a light. And that he was a tyrant, living on people's back. If you spoke out, you'll be hanged by your neck. The royalty of the world is all the same. They're greedy and spoiled and don't have any shame. But after I spent some time in the sea, I started to think about what I have seen. I stopped believing in communist lies. People lived here better than in workers' paradise. Just walk into the store and you can easily tell. We bought items here and take home to sell. The first time in my life I saw chewing gum. The Soviet Union to the west looked like a slum. KGB smeared in blood looked like a butcher. We stood in line to buy bread but was told to dream of the future. In the fall of '76, I took my last trip. I never planned to defect, but I jumped off the ship. A few years down the road, in a western region, I swore to Her Majesty, my citizens' legion, in the front of the people that for this occasion have gathered. I look at the portrait of the woman as old as my mother. If I was sent home, I would have been shot. But she gave me protection, and that was that. So like in the movies that I have seen, I'll take my hat off and I'll bow on the front of the Queen. Your subject saved me from KGB's knife and give me in Canada a second chance on life. I admit I'm not perfect, without going into details. If all bad guys were like me, Her Majesty wouldn't need any jails. Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, who married the throne. I could call him Prince Charming. Look whose heart he has won. Besides the Queen like a knight, you behave all your life. But with 4 kids I can see you're in love with your wife. If you were a worker, you take your kids to toboggan, then take them to soccer practice in your miniwagon. I can see you feeding them their birthday cake. Love doesn't care what position you take. When Charles, Prince of Wales, first to the throne, and Duchess of Cornwall, Camilla, were attacked before dawn, I looked at TV at that idiocy, and I thought those people are screaming democracy. Students were demonstrating against tuition. Maybe they should go and find part-time position. I'm not a mechanic, but I can see from here. Windows in Rolls-Royce cost more than you can make a year. When next time you get drunk with your pathetic date, zip back in time and mess with the Henry VIII. After he puts your feet in the water that boils, you will learn pretty fast to respect these royals. From what I've heard, Prince Charles likes art, and organic farming is close to his heart. I think they attack, in my mind there is no doubt, they jealous because it wasn't them, was born with silver spoon in their mouth. Prince William, the groom, you can easily tell that officer is ready for his wedding bells. When I was on the rig, boys were flopping their guns, that all their diplomas were nothing but scams. Their spoiled brats never went to school, and without their crowns they'll be nothing but fools. So I'd like to say to that guy, put aside the greed. You drop out of school and you can't even read. Could Duke of York Prince Andrew represent the trade? If his school he was getting nothing but getting drunk and laid. He served on a carrier among the jets' roar. I remember him serving in the Falklands War. If you weren't there, quit flapping your lips. His chopper was luring exorcists away from the ships. Do you think Prince William received his wings because his father is buying his officer drinks? It's not easy when your prince go to school. Who would trust you with the chopper if you were a fool? I went further. Let's pretend it's in early May and you're on the rig in North Sea on a rainy day. Driller got a job by stroking a fork. He sucked on a pipe till 3 o'clock, then had one more puff when he got up at 7. You starting your shift and you feel like in heaven. You had morning coffee and your foot full of belly, and that degenerate will wrap you around the Kelly. You screams like a seagull flew up in the sky. But you ran out of luck and you didn't die. With your feet behind your ears, you look like a grasshopper. They scrape you with the shovel and you're waiting for a chopper. When your body looks like a mangled toy, I can see you refusing right from that boy. When walking out on a store with all the beer you can carry, don't start criticizing William brother Prince Harry. You never been outside province. What have you seen? Just think of the places those princes have been. Don't say there is no money to take the cruise. Half of your paycheck you spend on a booze. When you get shot in a war, you don't pretend to be dead. I heard that Taliban had a price on his head. It's not very fair. As I would think, he can go to war, but he can't have a drink. Don't call me for a ride when you're in despair. Your driving will serving you second impair. His uncle, Prince Philip, studied North American life and fell head over heels and has a Canadian wife. They talk about the wedding and they betting, of course, that in 1 year they will get a divorce. I said to him, buddy, you sound so funny. To 2 different women you pay alimony. I'm sick of hearing how your life always sucked. To Prince William and Catherine, I wish them good luck. I'd say to the boys who are in dismay, you see his face on a money someday. You can't dislike someone for the title he needs. What can you have against the Queen's 8 grandkids? I have heard a quote from the British sire. Sun never sets over British Empire. In a matter of country, royalties hasn't much to say, but they're the symbols of the history day. So I'd like to say to those comedians, we're proud to be in Commonwealth, and we are Canadians. My apologies to Duke and Duchess, it was written before their wedding. Best wishes to you all.